One of the biggest challenges that many product guys, I call them the product guys, partly is because they can be your CTO, they can be your CPO, Chief Product Officer, they can be someone who actually engineered a products or service, code a platform, probably use a cloud service, vibe coding or whichever, and then to start selling into the market. Okay, truth to be told, a lot of us actually are stuck in that vicious cycle, meaning that you will probably think that you will never have the best product ready for the market. Okay, a lot of us are caught in these situations where you think that I can actually just make some changes, a bit more changes, upgrade a bit, make the security a bit better, make the login much easier, make the buttons a bit larger, and then perhaps even make it suitable for a tablet of certain sizes, or a portrait, or even a landscape. Well, the thing is that there can be thousands of items, thousands of things that you can always make improvement to the product. But however, if the product is never out of the office, out into the open, for people to buy it, people to test it, people to try it, people to comment, and even give negative feedback, your business will never take off. Okay, the thing here is that a lot of us are stuck in the situations of coming up with the best product. But however, when you have the best product, you must also, are you targeting the best customer? The fact of the matter here is that there is never a best customer, because customers changes all the time. Okay, each and every one of us have different needs, different wants, different requirements, and we keep changing. Today, you may be 30 years old. The thing that you're looking for may be very different when you are 40 years old, or when you're 50 years old. So now the thing is, whenever that we are doing something on the product, launch it first. Okay, are you worried that someone is going to copy it? Either way, if you don't launch it, you will never know. So my suggestion is launch it, try it out. You can launch it in a very small group. Okay, let people give you feedback, build your confidence up, or you can launch it in a big way. But when you launch it in a big way, that may be version 3. But actually right behind, you have version 7 already ready. Launch it out, let people test it out, give you negative feedback, give you positive feedback, look at the areas that you may not have even seen. So let's say, for example, maybe for all you know that, okay, most people will prefer to use the left hand to hold onto the phone and use the right hand with the finger to press on the screen. So when, let's say for example, when you're designing a certain applications, the UI UX from your perspective is the UI UX is good, but the moment you share it out, what happened is that the feedback may come back to you and say, oh no, I like what you do, what you design, but however, most of my users are actually on the train ride. So let's say if you're on the train ride, okay, let's say in the train stations, whatsoever, they may not be able to use it with two hands. They may actually prefer that the design can be actually using one hand to press on it. So without testing it out, without knowing what the customers may need, okay, you will never find out if you keep the products and hope that by the time I perfect it, then when I launch. Okay, the thing here is that from our experience, from my experience, many of the products that are launched, you will never get it perfect, and it will never be perfect. So just understand that when it's never perfect, okay, and it will never take off, even if you don't launch it, okay, it is actually part and parcel of the whole process of running a business. In running a business, there is never a perfect product. Okay, I repeated it many times because, as I mentioned, no perfect customers. Customers' needs keep changing. But however, the good thing is that if you have a product and you find that this particular product may be able to fit this particular group of customers, then test it out with this group of customers. Let this group of customers come back to you and say, hey, you know what, Paddy, this thing doesn't work. Okay, I need more. But at least now you know that this product may not fit this group. Okay, even though you may have designed this for them, it may not fit. So question is, do you want to change it, or do you want to test it out with another group? My suggestion is always test out as many groups as possible, because you will be surprised, and you may be surprised that certain groups of customers, even if they find that the product is very good, okay, they may not necessarily be your customers. Okay, it is very common, and I've seen it many times. Sometimes, okay, when you think that this particular product is to fit these particular potential groups of customers. But when you let it test it out, they come back to you, oh, I like it, it's perfect, but they are also the very same people that will never buy. Why? Various reasons. These reasons you have to find out only when you launch a product. If you never launch a product, you will never find out. So my suggestion is launch it, make mistake, come back, modify, enhance it, then launch it again. This is actually part and parcel of launching a product. So having an MVP, minimum viable product, is important, but also be realistic that you may actually make a lot of changes before a product is actually acceptable to a group of customers who are willing to pay. If the group of people who test it out and they are not willing to pay, they are not your customers, they are just your testers.